started.
Hi guys, we're going to try this again tonight since we had an epic fail last night with the live streaming. I'm actually streaming to 3 different places on Facebook, so hopefully this will work out tonight, and at least it'll be in one place so I can share it if it doesn't work in one place. So if you guys have questions or anything, I will try to answer them. I am trying to read the comments, but I'm a little slow going. It's a little, there's a little bit of lag. But we are live. Yay. Finally, it worked. Patricia, I see you. Sharon, I see you. Thank you, Mom. Shannon, I see you. Can you guys hear me okay tonight? I know we had that trouble last night. So you can give me a heart or a thumbs up if you can hear me. And then we'll get started. Like I said, I've got it going live in a couple of Facebook, on a couple of my pages, just so I can try to catch everybody, because I think there was some confusion as to where I was going live. And
Grandma says she can't hear you.
Okay. Can
your audio should be good. Levels of rolling steady.
Mom, you have to have your volume turned up if you are having trouble hearing me. You have to have your volume on your phone. Is everybody else okay? Can everybody else hear me? Hi, Rebecca. Let's see. Like I said, I've got this in a couple of places. So I've got it on the Chalkin Chic page and then the Chalkin Chic VIP page. I did that so everybody would be able to find it, because I think there was some confusion last night with where it's located. So if I don't answer your question right away, please know I'm trying to switch back and forth between the groups to find the comments. Let's see if anybody... Oh, yay. Patricia, you can hear me. Oh, good. Okay. So, in your kit, let's get to what we're actually here for. And in your kit, you should have gotten an ornament. It was either white or black. Now, I gave most of those ornaments out. Well, actually, I gave them all out. So I'm going to use a little square wooden sign that I have. And you should have gotten a single chalk paste. They come in different colors, and I sent different colors to, different people. You should have gotten a single transfer. And you should have gotten a squeegee. Now, what I need you to have is, if you have Clorox wipes, water will work. I use Clorox wipes. It doesn't have to be a name brand wipe. But I use the Clorox wipes because they will sticky your transfer. And you want them sticky when you're done, because that way you can reuse and reuse. So, you'll need a Clorox wipes, paper towels, and you'll also need maybe an old t-shirt to fuzz on. It can be your t-shirt you're wearing if you have a t-shirt on. It's not going to get messed up. Let's put it that way. But I just use, this is one of my son's old t-shirts, and I just cut a little piece off and fold it up. Hey, Tiffany. Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear now, Mom.
Rebecca Bramlett's watching as well.
But the t-shirt won't get messed up. So I am going to use my pastes that are in a jar because these single-use paste I like to send out as samples with the kits, so I don't want to use any of those up. So when you see me using my my paste out of a jar, I just wanted you to know why. What you'll want to do first, make sure you have your paper towels nearby, your Clorox wipes or Sam's brand, Walmart brand. Take your paste, and if you have a paper plate or even a paper towel will work, but take your paste and just kind of squish it around to get it viable. And you can feel it in there. But that just kind of helps mix it up before you open it. And once you guys get all that ready, just send me a heart or a thumbs up so I'll know that you're kind of caught up with what we're doing. But you'll open your paste and you'll squeeze a little bit out on your paper plate or your paper towel. Don't squeeze all this out. You won't use all this. You won't need all this for tonight. And next you'll take your transfer that I sent you. This is one that I've used many times. And these come usually on a, well, here, I'll show you. They may come on an 8.5 by 11 sheet like this. They come 5 by 7. They come all the way up to, I think it's like 18 by 22. It's huge. They come really big, and they go down, they go down all the way to 5 by 7. That's what the different sizes are. But you'll take your transfer. Yours have already been cut apart. And normally what I do on mine is on the back of each one, I label where it came from. And I put the item number. That is because I will use one transfer from this kit or from this original transfer. I may use one from a different, like I'm going to use the flower together. And if I use them together, then by the end of the night, if I've got 3 or 4 different places that they came from, I don't know where they go back to unless I've labeled mine. And I always label them on the back. But we're going to start with your transfer, and we're going to do what we call fuzzing. And what that means is you just take your transfer, and since it's a new transfer, since your all's is new, you'll probably want to do this like 4 or 5 times. But you'll lay it on your t-shirt, put it on your t-shirt, and just pull it off. And do that 4 or 5 times. That'll take some of the sticky off of it. Because if you're putting it on a wood surface, sometimes even on the chalk surfaces, if you don't fuzz first, it will pull off some of this wood surface, and you don't want that. It'll actually mess up your surface. So once you guys get it fuzzed 4 or 5 times, just like I said, give me another thumbs up or a heart or something just to let me know you're where we need to be, and I hope everybody can see okay. Another little tip I like to give people is on these transfers, sometimes I bend down the right-hand corner. And the reason I do that is because when you're pulling them up off these surfaces, they're sometimes hard to get off, but if you have this corner turned down, you can peel it up. Why what, Shannon? Sorry, I know there's a lag. There always is, but I wasn't sure what you were asking me why about.
It's about 10 seconds behind.
It's usually a little bit, it's usually about 60 seconds, it seems like.
I know, that's what the
I'm going to let you read the comments here so I can
that's
make
fine.
sure.
My angelic voice. Getting ready.
But once you guys get ready, like I said, give me a thumbs up or a heart.
Why it takes off the wood.
Oh, if you don't fuzz it first, it will just pull up like little splinters. And I say take off the wood. It would take off like the painted surface. They're so sticky when you first get them. So that's why you fuzz it more. Because you don't want them to peel up the painted surface or anything that's on the surface. And since they are reusable, and that's another reason I use the Clorox wipes, is because like I said, it makes it sticky again. So once you're done with your transfer, when you clean it with a Clorox wipe, it brings all the sticky back. So fuzzing it's not going to hurt it. So if you guys are ready, the next thing we're going to do is pull our transfer off of the backer sheet. And you're going to kind of place it where you want it on your design. I'm going to put mine kind of off to the side here, just because I want it off to the side like this. And then you're going to press it down. And make sure this one's not cooperating. Make sure it gets down really good. Actually, I'm going to use my squeegee for this. I know why it's not cooperating on this one, because I waxed the surface. Which is another thing you can do to help. I'm going to do it on the back because it's not going to stick on that side. Because I waxed it. Alright, and put your transfer where you want it on your design. Rub it in really good because you want... The design's going to come through where you don't see the blue. That is where your design's going to actually be. And I'm going to take this is coral. And once you get your transfer down where you want it, like I say, give me another thumbs up or a heart, or let me know. That you're caught up, because I don't want to rush too quick. Questions?
No questions. I just sent you a thumbs.
Hey, Miss Sarah. Hey, Danielle. But once you get your transfer down, the next thing we're going to do is you're going to dip just a little bit into your paste that you put on your paper plate or paper towel. And when you start working, now a transfer of this size is not going to be a huge deal, but when you start working with a transfer that's really big, like the 18 by 24s, you want to apply your chalk paste fairly quickly. You want to move quickly because it will actually dry in this silk screen if you leave it on there too long. And there are different methods you could do to keep it damp longer, which I'll be glad to show any of you that are interested. But you apply your paste, and then you take your squeegee and you squeegee. I always go across and up and down, and what that does is that gets the paste into the crevices really good, but it also saves you the most paste. And then you take this extra chalk paste when you don't have a single-use transfer or a single-use paste, and you put it back in the jar, so you save all that normally. Now with the single use, of course, you can't do that. And then once you've done that, it's ready to pull up. And we're gonna pull this little guy up and see what we got. And see, you've got your finished design here. It doesn't take any time really to do it. It's so quick and it's so easy that anybody can do it really. The next thing you want to do is take your Clorox wipe and you're going to rub your transfer. You're going to rub it on the both sides and make sure you get all of the paste out of the silkscreen part, because that's basically what these kind of are. There's a little bit of silk screening in the middle. That's what kind of gives them their, I call it a vintage feel, you know, because it's not a perfect design. And that's intentional on most of these. If you happen to get any paste where you didn't want it, you can just come back like right there. I didn't want paste right there. And you just wipe it off. This is not permanent until you seal it. And then you just let your transfer dry and you put it back on the backer sheet for the next time you want to reuse it. Another thing that you want to do is when you're pulling up your transfer, don't pull really hard from the side, the corners. You will stretch a transfer that way. And that was one of my very first mistakes, and I had to buy another transfer because I stretched it so bad. I had no idea that you couldn't do that. Now, as you can see on this transfer, at least I hope you can see it on the camera, sometimes you'll get some ghosting where I've used this a lot. See, like the yellow. I've used yellow in the center and kind of a pink on the outside. You'll get ghosting, and that's okay as long as it's not on the white part. It doesn't matter if it's on the blue part. Yes, Kevin?
You have a question from Danielle Verdal.
Yes.
And do these work on cloth, like clothing as well?
Danielle, they'll work on cloth. They'll work on glass. They'll work on metal. They'll work on wood, chalkboard. They really work on anything. And one of the things that I like about them is since they are sticky like this, and I'm going to try this week, and I'll post the video, but you can actually, say you had a jar that was round, you can put the transfer around the jar, if that makes sense. Since it'll stick, it doesn't have to be a flat surface, which is pretty cool. We also have inks. Those are more for fabric, and that's what I sent you in your kit, Danielle, because you wanted to do the dish towels and stuff. Those inks are permanent. They are not as forgiving as the chalk, because like if I mess this up, all I have to do is take a Clorox wipe and wipe it off at this point. I can start again. So you really can't mess stuff up with this. It's really hard to. Now I'm going to take this second transfer, which has been used quite a bit, so I'm not going to fuzz it as much. And I'm going to put it right here because I want to show you guys a little technique that I think is fun. You push it down really good. And then I am going to use, it's called our multi-tool. On one end it's got a little bitty squeegee, and on the other end it's got a really good thing that cleans around these jars. So it's a really good little multi-tool. That's what it is. It'll do smaller spaces. And I am going to I'm going to apply this yellow kind of towards the center of the flower. All the way around. And then I'm going to wipe this multi-tool off, and I am going to do the blue around the edges. Now on this, when you do it this way, this ombre type, you really can't put the paste back in the jar, so you don't want to use too much. Less is more with this. Because this is probably the, well, it's not probably, it's really the only time you can't save your paste. Because you don't want to get the two colors in the jar. Especially not yellow and blue. Because you're going to have green. I wouldn't normally do yellow and blue, but I wanted it to be kind of a stark color difference just so you could see it. I would probably do, normally I would have probably done a coral or a pink. But you just kind of go around the edges, and then again you still need to squeegee it off with your squeegee. And then you pull up your transfer. And see, you have kind of an ombre look. And it's not hard to achieve. It's not like you had to sit and paint all that, which is one of the things that drew me to this. Is because it is so easy. And then I'm going to clean my second transfer with my Clorox wipe. And you really want to get these pretty good and clean. I buy Clorox wipes by the gallon. It seems like at Sam's. Well, gallons is not how they're bought. I guess by the cases. But you really want to get these clean. Especially in the screen part.
Do you like a water bucket? Like
you can. You can use a water bath. You can use warm water. And...
I'm sorry, Grandma. Sorry to interrupt. Grandma asked if you could pull it closer to you because you're trying to.
Can I?
If you look at the monitor, you're out of frame.
Oh, pull this closer.
I think so.
But you can use a water bath. The reason I don't usually is because the Clorox wipes or off-brand wipes, they are what causes the sticky to come back on the backs. Now that's not the only thing. I mean, they're not going to lose their stick immediately, but they retain their stick a lot longer if you use a Clorox wipe. A baby wipe will not work. From what I've been told, it ruins them, so I've never tried one. I haven't tested those waters. But that's basically it. It's so simple. It's so much fun. You can do different things with it. It really is. And I just got in they have a program called Club Couture. I'm not very good at saying couture, but they have a program called Club Couture, and it's where you sign up for a subscription for 3 months, and you get a B-size transfer and 3 paste. And what it is, this month, this is one of my favorite ones. I don't know if you can tell this. I'm going to do this on a live in the next couple days. It is a pinwheel with, you've got one that has stars, one that has stripes, and one that has buffalo plaid. And then you've got Freedom or Celebrate. And this is such a cute transfer. It's got to be my most favorite one so far. And there's also some of the monthly transfers, like the very first one I got, I wasn't too thrilled with. I'm not going to lie to you. The rest of them, I've really liked. Last month, it was the Hello Summer one, which is sunglasses, and it says, Gavin, would you hand me that plaque right there that says Hello Summer that Grandma did?
Oh, is Grandma in the video?
It looks like this. And my mom did this one.
Share mine.
But there's all different it's all different kinds of transfers. So that's an easy way to get your feet wet if you don't really want to like, do it all the time, but you'd get a new craft project every month. If any of you guys ever have any questions, I'm just a message away. Feel free to message me or contact me, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have. Is everybody feeling comfortable with what they did tonight? Or are there any questions?
You may want to check some of the other live streams. That was Grandma. You may also want to check some of the other live streams as well. Because you can't.
Can you pull your work towards you? Oh.
Yeah, it was...
I got you.
Let me check some of your other
Okay, let's see. I hadn't thought about that because I did go live to more than one place, and it probably... I only have so many.
Well, we check your YouTube. We haven't looked at your YouTube comments at all.
So many...
yeah, you have one person watching. It's probably us, actually.
Let's see. Oh, it doesn't show live in the VIP group. So...
it says you are live.
Okay. It's probably just my iPad, because sometimes my iPad is behind. But if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to call it a night. It doesn't take that long. It's not hard to do. If you need special washing instructions on cloth. Let's see. And these work on cloth as well. Never mind, I see you're doing cloth now. Danielle, this is actually wood. The washing instructions on cloth, I would honestly wash them in cold water and I wouldn't dry, and I would not put like dryer sheets or anything in with them. I'll double check on the washing instructions for cloth, because honestly what you and I are going to do is probably going to be like my second time doing fabric. So, because I've mainly done it on wood surfaces or chalk surfaces. I did do one, and I'll show it to you. I did one on glass here recently. I found this old bean pot, and I had all the, I have the transfer that has the time and the sage, but they wouldn't fit, so I just used the words and did them on the top. And this is done with the ink. This was not done with the paste like we used tonight, because what I'm going to do with this is you take it and you put it in a cold oven and you bring your temperature up to 350 and you you bake it for 30 minutes to set. That'll set the ink. And then I would not run it through the dishwasher just because that's me. But I've heard of a lot of people that have, and they say it's fine. Now, the way we're going to set ours, since we're doing it on fabric, is you are going to use an iron. Or if you have a heat press, you can use a heat press. Or one of those, what do you call those? I can't think of what they're called, but they're the mini heat presses. I've seen those. But an iron works fine. And you heat set it that way. So, I hope I've answered everybody's questions. I'm trying to go back and forth, but anyway, if you have any more questions later that you think of, or you just want to talk to me about it, just holler at me, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have. But for tonight, we're going to end it. I would call this a success. The live actually worked. And we're actually streaming to 2 Facebook groups because of the confusion. So, y'all have a good night. And just holler at me if you need anything. Thanks, guys. Bye.